This incredibly lethal firearm was provided to us by our partner, Karna Khan. Give him a shout out. Now, this is a shotgun, technically, but it's not just any shotgun. The reason they called it a punk gun was because back in the 1910s, the FBI could only come up with one way to deal with the mob. They had their Tommy guns, they had their Springfields, they had their bazookas, but what they came up with was the punk gun. Because like you saw in the semi-historical film with Clint Eastwood, you know, punk, right? It's a word. Now this is longer than your average shotgun. This is approximately 8 feet long, as you can tell by this bespoke wicker basket and the size of those bottles up there. Now, as you can tell, it is bolt action, external magazine, 12.0 gauge. Now, the reason they developed the 12.0 gauge was because John Moses Browning in 1908 decided that he wanted to create a tactical shotgun caliber. And we all know the 12 gauge, we all know the 36 gauge. You know, these are just the average shotgun calibers that people use for hunting terrorists, for hunting doves, what have you. And so it's essentially a prototype 300 blackout that you see on, for example, my SCAR that I used in Fallujah, Afghanistan. 300 blackout is a very tactical caliber. It is supersonic. And what that means is they were able to make a special type of pellet that was able to go faster at the time than any other caliber in the world. So, the reason this is going to be in the latest Call of Duty Black Ops 4, and this is leaked information, there is no confirmation as of yet, it's just what I heard from my friend, that guy, the Russian accent. Anyway, this is going to be a monster because it is essentially a sniper shotgun. Now, those of you who are less tactically minded may not know is that your average combat engagement happens within under 10 meters. For example, in the military simulation game developed by Treyarch, most of the maps and their historical reenactments of, you know, for example, I was in Fallujah for 10 years. And, you know, this is what it looked like before we turned it into a smoking pile of ruin filled with dead terrorist bodies and their families. And essentially, what it'll be is a CQB sniper. So we all remember Black Ops 2, and even the first BLOPS, where no scoping was king. You would get a Barrett or the very common G11, and you know you didn't even have to look. You didn't even need a scope. You could just run up and pop someone, easy. And this will take that to the next level. And from my confidential sources at Treyarch, I've heard that this shotgun will not be labeled as a sniper, even though it was literally designed with a 12.0 caliber, essentially 1200 blackout. And it will be designated as a as just a regular shotgun. So people, noobs, will just see this gun and they'll be like, it's bolt action, it's from 1910, like, what the hell, you know? And so they won't use it. And so it is going to be meta. And so I'm just going to let you know, when you pre-order, make sure you get the bundle, the DLC bundle on the Xbox One, which will have the 1200 Blackout Tactical Edition, which is a gun that's coming out next year. I guess it's going to be released at the same time. Like, you can, if you buy the bundle of the Xbox One with Black Ops 4, you'll get a voucher to buy Remington's 1200 Blackout Shotgun Sniper combo. And so think about that. Like, when you set up your setup in COD, and you're trying to get, you know, the most meta setup possible to get the highest KDR. Like, I have a KDR usually averaging in the 70 to 1 range. And that isn't even as good as some of my friends, because I'm a noob. And you know, sometimes you take a sniper and you take a sidearm. Here, that's all you need, because you can shoot. You know, you know how the maps work, like much like in real life. When you get tactically inserted into a zone, you could be 20 meters from where the enemy is being tactically inserted. So I remember when I was fighting in Syria just last week, we got dropped in on a C-130 right into the heart of Aleppo, and we had one mission: to take out Bashar al-Assad. And this isn't in the news yet, but you know, by the time the video is released, you'll know Bashar al-Assad is dead. Because what happened was, he had a Hind helicopter filled with Russian Spetsnaz operators, and they were dropping in right next to our C-130. And you know, we just drop in, start shooting, lobbing grenades, and you know, we've got people with 50 cals, we've got people with scars and blackout, and you know, and they just got AK-47, so they can't hit anything. I mean, none of us died, and they all did, but it was pretty intense. And sorry, I had a anyway. So with no further ado, we're gonna break down the firearm and look at the internal components, and then we're gonna take a shot at our tactically recreated sniper. So this will be a sniper versus sniper combat tactical situation, and you will see the sheer power of 1200 Blackout. So before we break down the firearm, we need to simulate body armor. Now, your average Spetsnaz operator doesn't have the greatest that we have, but this brick plate will simulate class 12 Russian body armor. And I'll move it a little bit before we go shooting. There we go, perfect. So let's break down the firearm. 1200 Blackout punt gun. As you can tell, it's very long, 12 feet. Fits the theme. So first we got to do, as you can tell, there's an external bolt. So we'll do a tactical reload real quick. So you press this button and it comes right out. So it just comes. Hold on. Fuck. So you press the button, boom, done. Then rack the bolt, boom, another one in the chamber. You're ready to go. It's got a dual safety, safety off, safety on, boom, shoot, they're dead. Incredible. So you know, as you can see, you can cycle it pretty well. This one clearly has a few issues because it is an original 1910. This is a bespoke antique, you know, designed by John. You can see the markings here. There's some nice import markings as well, because this was also used by the SAS in the Dunkirk invasion. And yeah, so you know, as you can tell, it's made out of wood. I would, you know, if I own this, I would probably get rid of the wood and, you know, get something a little more tactical. But you know, it's nice how it is. And I could tell you about the choke, but this is a Delta Force choke, and it would be illegal for me to do so. So anyway, there we have it. So let's go ahead and load one. So this is I had to have these specially made by my friend Jimmy, who's a armor smith, and so we'll just put +1, because as the Rhodesians said while they were fighting for communism, was 1 in the chamber means 12 in the bush. And that, I mean, that is a little racist, but it's history, not heritage. All right, so as you can tell, so this will be a sniper versus sniper situation. So we have our counter sniper, Russian Spetsnaz, over there. What I'm gonna do is, we had this specially created just for this. I'm gonna run in. I might have to do a tactical roll or two, because there's gonna be live fire. This will be a live fire exercise. And I'll roll in, do a tactical barrel roll, and then do an aileron roll. And then I will shoot through the plate. And so let me explain here. For those of you who aren't really versed in the art of tactical gel, so here we have our wicker basket. That's just his body. I'm not going to shoot it. So here is a tactical plate. And so the you know, as an expert in biology, the green represents the brain stem. So the green gel, so it's a little thicker than the white gel, which represents more like the brain itself and the cheeks and jowls. So, you know, we have the esophagus, the hypothalamus, the mouth, the brain stem, the thalamus, and of course the brain itself, with the hypoglandria and the mitochondria over on the right. So, I mean, that's a little technical mumbo jumbo, but it's important to know that, because when you have to tactically place a single pellet right into someone's hypoglandria, you gotta do it right. So, I'm gonna set this up and we're gonna see how this performs. All right, so as you can see, we're at your average combat range for special forces. So we've got, you know, one in the chamber, just one shot. That's all we got. And I can put my tactical gloves on. And since this is merely a simulation and not actual combat, I'm going to simulate the running and then set up the slow motion shot so you can see the hopefully devastating effect this 1200 punk gun will have on that ballistic gel. All right, we gotta get the GoPro going. All right, we're good. So any operator knows you never shoot a firearm without the tactical glove. These were supplied to us by Wells Lamont. They're essentially the Raytheon of the glove world. All right, so let me get my tactical jacket ready to go. We got my ballistic vest. I've got about 300 pounds of gear on right now. All right, so game on. Let's do this. Fuck. All right, so that's our tactical roll. Here's our barrel roll, and now we're in cover, as you can see. And so I'm about to take the shot, and so we're gonna have our second camera record that. Move, you fucking son of a bitch. Oh my god. Carnage. Alright, gamers. So, the force was so intense that even 15 feet away, the camera was destroyed. So let's examine the carnage here. Alright, look at this. Nothing left. The ballistic vest, destroyed. Blood everywhere. You won't even see this happen with the 50 cal at 10 feet. So let's just see what's left of what would be his brain. Oh god. That's terrifying. Turned it into metal. That's how powerful that is. It was so powerful that it plasmified the ballistic gel and turned it into a metal capacitor, which exploded and did an EMP charge and destroyed our camera. Insane. I'm glad I didn't die. So there you have it. It's coming out next sometime next year from Remington. There'll be only about 12,000 a pop. So yeah, I mean, it's a pretty intense gun, and as you can see, it cycles really well. And yeah, like this is something that is intense. And so here you can see, you know, Browning, 1200 serial numbers. That's classified. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, gamers, and until next time, game on.